conversations at that one lunch table. You remember the inside jokes with your two best friends. But you probably don't have a lot of memories that involve half the grade, right? Because that's how my experience was. Low-key, now that I'm looking back at high school, I had no motion, dog. No wonder I never had a girlfriend. But anyways, you may ask,
Tyler, where's the personal story about level 3 like you've given for all the other levels?
I don't have one because us level 3s don't have anything crazy to talk about. But I definitely got some stories for level 4, which is where things start to get interesting. Level 4 is what I call the group member. This is where you actually start to get some motion in school. If you're in level 4, your social identity starts to be defined primarily by what group or team you're a part of rather than you as an individual. At level 4, people outside of just your level start to become aware of you. And that's mainly because of who you hang out with. You might be just inside the popular kids group. If there's a big party happening, congratulations, buddy. You might be getting the invite. Now, I don't want to gas up level 4 too much because while you are involved in all these things, you're just barely a part of it. So say you're a level 4 person that is a part of the popular kids group and they're having a sleepover. Odds are you're not getting invited to that. That's right, twin. Me and you are not getting invited. You're just not close enough yet to be in that level. But if there's a bigger event going on that's less intimate, that's where you shine. There's definitely group chats your friend group has without you because while you're a part of the friend group, you're not in the core part. If you don't really understand this level yet, think about it this way. You remember the TikTok Riz party, which I can't believe I'm talking about as a grown man, but it will make sense. Just bear with me. Anyways, the TikTok Riz party had 3 main people. The group leader, Quandale Dingle, and White Shirt Kid. Now, it is very obvious from the video at the party that Quandale Dingle is the definition of a level 4 person. He's at the party, so he's cool with everyone. But if you see the way he looks around, you can tell he's just trying to fit in. He doesn't know exactly if he belongs yet. That's what being a level 4 student means. So this also means level 4 is a really stressful place to be. You're fighting to get higher up in the group to get invited to the more exclusive hangout sessions, but you're also at a point where they could just easily boo you out of the group at any moment because they feel like it. The athlete version of this is interesting because athlete group members have a very specific experience. Like the football team in most schools is all popular kids. The team itself don't even gotta be good. If you're on the varsity football team, you basically have a free ride to being level 4 at the very least. I used to think I was level 4 when I was actually in school, and it wasn't until I got out that I started to realize I definitely wasn't. I was just living in delusion. The reason I thought I was a group member at the time is because I was cool with a lot of the kids in these groups. Football players I was friends with, most popular kids in school. They all knew my name, but as I start to think about it, I never got invited to a single event or hangout or sleepover that these groups had. To all of them, I was just that guy that you're cool with at school, but the moment you graduate, you never see him again. One hot take I have about level 4 is that it's by far the most stressful level to be in because you could so easily switch down to a level 3 or up to a level 5. Now, it's going to be really hard for me to move on to the next level, mostly because I can't count past 4, but still, I'm going to try. So now we got level 5, the niche popular. If I could go back to school, well, I mean, technically I could because I never finished, but if I could go in and hear about it. So basically everyone knew his name. By the way, I don't recommend trying that. This didn't mean he started hanging out with all the popular kids. He still went about his day like normal. In a back race, sure, but everyone at the school knew his name now. Another example of someone who could be level 5 of popularity is the school plug. I don't think I need to explain what that means, but let's just say you're the person who can get things that other people need, like M&Ms, and people are always happy to see you. Obviously, in an ideal world, everyone would love to be in the highest possible level of popularity. But here's the problem with getting too much higher than level 5. The higher you go, the more your popularity stops being about people liking you and becomes more about people either being jealous of you or wanting to use you for social gain. At a certain point, and we'll get into exactly where that point is, the popularity stops being warm and starts being complicated. This is the weird part though, because I was definitely at different levels throughout all my years at school. Yeah, I know I said I was in level 3, but that was for most of school because there was a time where I, Tyler Vitelli, was in level 5. And let me tell you, it was amazing. For both years of middle school, I was the new kid. There were so many kids I had never met before who went here, and that made people interested in me. So instantly, I became kind of popular. And let me tell you, the perks of being level 5 were the best. I was getting invited to everything. Like, this was the first time I ever went to a party, and one of the last because I realized I didn't like them. But everyone was friendly to me, and there was literally nothing for me to complain about. You know what the best part of level 5 was, though? You're mostly immune to the drama. You're popular and people at school.
Okay,
No, if you ever have the chance to switch your level of popularity at school, I would recommend trying to get here and then stay there. Because if you dare to go up to level 6, things start to get tricky. Now let's just be real for a second, guys. 99% of us can sit this one out. Yes, me and you, we're all way too chopped to be a part of level 6, unfortunately. Because there are some specific requirements everyone in level 6 has to have. And one one of those requirements is to be very good looking. If you're not,
Senpai
you
is
got no
hard,
chance. I'm
guys.
sorry. And I learned that the hard way. This is why level 6 is the school celebrity. And when I say celebrity, I mean it. These kids are famous within the school. Not just known, like everyone at level 5 is known. But these kids are famous in the sense that their name gets mentioned in conversations they're not even a part of. They're always being talked about. Level 6 is almost always reached through one of two things. Either being super athletic or being extremely attractive. Being conventionally attractive in high school is genuinely a superpower. Matter of fact, being handsome in life in general is a superpower. And trust me, I would know. Can't wait to see what the comments say about that part. But whether we like it or not, it's the truth. The good-looking students get treated differently. They get more patience from the teachers, more invitations, more attention. People they don't know smile at them in public. This is why when people ask the question, would you rather be super good-looking or really dumb or really smart but ugly? The answer is always obvious to me. I mean, I'm already really handsome, so I don't really gotta worry about that question, though. And the elite athlete version of being in level 6 is similar. If you're the starting quarterback on a football team or a starting player on a basketball team, you are level 6 almost by default. The thing about being a school celebrity is that everyone wants to be around you. And that sounds great on paper. Who wouldn't want to be popular? Who wouldn't love people always wanting to sit with you and talk to you and invite you places? The problem is, the main character of every high school movie is level 7. The legend. Level 7 is different.
This is gonna be.
Just from me saying that level out loud, I almost started levitating out of my chair, which isn't really that unusual because that's just something I can actually do.
And this is why I'm making this up. This isn't actually a game. I'm trying to give you like good content. And so this video, what I want like Fnf2 to be.
You know exactly who I'm talking about. You're already picturing a face right now. The first thing you need to understand about the legend is that there are very few of them. Like, we're talking
as my ball. As trying to help
not everyone even goes to school for level 7. But if you did, you know. It sounds like I'm talking about a rare Pokemon, but it low-key was like that though, because the legend is what happens when you take everything I just said about the level 6 school celebrity and multiply it by 10. The level 6 person is famous within the school. The level 7 person is the school. Their reputation doesn't live at the school. Their reputation is the school.
Just know I can
If you went to a different school and someone asked you where you go, there is a very real chance the first thing out of your mouth would be this person's name.
Where you go to school?
Oh my.
Wait, Ligma High? Isn't that where Marcus goes?
Yeah. The level 7 person has more actual power in the building than most of the adults. I know that sounds insane, but they run the place. Now you may ask,
Tyler, how do I get into level 7?
and buddy, if you're asking this question, let me just tell you, you're already too late. You have no chance, unfortunately. Because being level 7 is just something you're born with. Whether that be because you were blessed with the most athletic genes on the planet or the most attractive genes on the planet.
Better content.
No, once again, editor, I'm not talking about gene pants. I'm talking about genetics. Bro is just mad he wasn't born with good genes. All right, do you want to get fired again? Genuinely. It's like this is your fetish. You love getting fired. So you know what? Let me get your athlete the school has had in a gen. Your life has gotten 10 times easier. I know. This sounds amazing, but unfortunately, for most of us, this is just a dream. Because at the end of the day, we are chopped. Yes, me and you. We are all chopped. Matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna call my fan base. Chopped FC. Yeah, we are Chopped FC. Imagine a place with no laws, where it's always either too hot or too cold, and it smells worse than the inside house. But no, because the place up to your house. First thing you notice when you step on that bus, the smell. The smell was impossible to identify, but the best way I could describe it was your dad's underwear after a full day of work. Not that I would know what that smells like. Anyways, the reason this scent was so strong was because the windows were always shut in here. So the body odor of 20 teenagers that were still discovering the concept of a shower was trapped inside this tin box. And this led to the next problem, which was the temperature. This might be a personal thing, but it was always either so hot that the kids next to you are passing out. That's not a joke, by the way. Like, that actually happened when I was on the bus. Or it was so cold, you couldn't feel your fingers by the time your bus got to school. There was never an in-between. And the seats had no comfort to them at all. I'm pretty sure the reason my posture looks like this is because I'd always sit in the bus slouching down just so I could be comfortable. It's like the people who created school buses had a big meeting together and they were just like,
okay, how can we make this experience as miserable as possible?
Oh, I have an idea.
Yeah, Chopped Guy, what do you have?
How about no air conditioning or heating?
No air conditioning or heating at 7 a.m.? I love it.
Oh, I have one.
Yeah, cross-eyed dude, what's up?
How about we put windows on the bus, but don't allow the students to open them?
Dude, that is evil. I love it.
So you've got a smelly bus, a temperature that is always wrong, and seats designed by someone who has never sat down before in their life. And then you fill it with 30 kids, and what happens? I've got a new video topic. Now, I lied at the beginning of this video when I said the bus had no rules, because it did have one. And this rule was about where you sat on the bus. Because the bus was split into 3 sections: the front, the middle, and the back. And based on where you sat, everybody on that bus already knew exactly what type of person you were. Let's start at the front. The front of the bus was for one type of person and one type only: the teacher's pet. Because what other reason would you have for wanting to sit as close as possible to the driver? If you sit literally anywhere else in the bus, the driver won't be able to hear what you say or do, which that big honking mirror at the front of it, I could see the driver's face. And when this kid snitched on the people in the back, the bus driver literally just rolled his eyes as if he was tired of this kid snitching on everyone. The kid would do this over literally anything too. Like, he had the rows of seats memorized.
Kids in row 10 are throwing food on the ground.
And no, hey, I respect the passion that these front of the bus kids had, but maybe they should have put that passion towards something more useful, like cranking 90s and Fortnite. That's what I was passionate about at the time. Now that I think about it, my passion was pretty useless too, actually. I genuinely felt bad for the front of the bus kids though, because the one on my bus was just trying to behave. He wasn't actually doing anything wrong, but because he'd snitch on other students, some of the people on the bus would mess with him. Like, there were times where he'd get a grape thrown at him and turn around like this. Who did that? But right behind this row of kids that are snitching on your every move was the kids in the middle of the bus. The middle of the bus was where the NPCs lived. And before anyone gets upset because I called you an NPC, I myself sat in the middle of the bus for most of my life. So I would know. It's not an insult. This is just the truth. But I'm not calling us middle of the bus kids NPCs because we didn't have any personality or anything like that. No, I'm calling us NPCs because compared to the rest of the psychopaths in this bus, we were just the normal kids. We would just get on the bus, sit down, maybe talk to whoever was next to us, look out the window. We weren't causing any problems, and we weren't snitching on the people who were. We were simply on that bus because we needed a way to get to and from school. But here's what I didn't fully realize until way later. Being normal on the school bus was actually the weird thing to do. When you look at what was going on in the front and in the back, the people who were just sitting there being regular human beings were actually the minority. We were the ones who suffered the most on these bus rides because all we wanted was peace. But unfortunately, when you got World War II happening behind you and the Secret Service in front of you, that was impossible. And when I say World War II is happening behind me, you may ask what I mean by that. You'll understand very soon, because now we gotta talk about the back of the bus. Now I want you to do something for me right now. Close your eyes and picture what happened.
Okay, this is actually hard.
Take a few seconds.
This is the one thing I call hard.
Screaming, crying, whatever you saw is probably accurate. But the fact that you can even picture what the back of the bus looks like just shows how crazy this section was. The kids in the back were bad people.
How do you
maybe sometimes they were.
so
That might be a lie. But they just did not think the same as the headphones. They won't actually use them, but at least they'll get the message. But recently, I realized something about myself. I won't go so far out of my way to avoid talking to people. Like, I'll choose the self-checkout, even if the line is longer. I'll text people instead of calling. So when I need to actually book a doctor's appointment, my brain is always just like,
I'm gonna avoid this as long as possible.
But one time, when I needed to book an appointment, my mom went.
Tyler, did you finally book that doctor's appointment yet?
And she's totally expecting me to say no, but I tell her I did because I found a way to avoid talking to humans and still book it. What am I talking about?
And get away with
today's
it.
video sponsor.
No, I'm
ZocDoc is a
gonna
free
teach
website
you.
that helps you find and book high-quality, in-network doctors, all based on your own preferences. You can search through the 200-plus specialties offered on ZocDoc and see which doctors take your insurance and read reviews from real patients before deciding who feels like the right fit for you. They have over thousands of verified patient reviews, so you know what kind of doctor you're walking into, see real appointment times, and click to book instantly. This is literally my dream because I just hate small talk with people I don't know, so walking into the doctor and having to do that whole process was always a headache. Appointments made through ZocDoc are also fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. So hop into their seat and immediately spread across both spots in a way that physically communicated this for an open seat, and your options have gotten bad really fast. So you look at the seat saver, and they look back at you and are like, the bus could quite literally be full, no other seats left, and they still wouldn't let you sit down. So when they don't let you sit there, you just have to go, oh, no problem, I'll just go stand on the roof. Like, that's basically your only option left. They would genuinely rather have you do the ride, or they were a snorer. Not quiet snoring, not subtle, polite, barely their type of snoring. I'm talking your dad in the middle of the night after a long day of work, snoring. If you weren't sitting there right next to them, you would think it was the sound of someone trying to start a lawnmower.
Okay, guys.
Directly in
my
my ear
next
at
video,
this
I'm
point,
going
but I
to
decided to
destroy
just let him
mouse.
do his thing. But
And
then
that's
I
gonna
felt my
show
shirt
every
take off,
character
and I
from the
looked up to
first
make sure it
game.
wasn't raining.
So make
That's when
sure
I
you're
realized this
patient
man
and
was
then
drooling on. It was right then and there
and
where I
also
just shut him
boy.
off. I tried being kind, but I'm sorry.